The next one's exponents and integers, problem type 2, because I figured problem type 1 was too easy. I took it off the pie chart. There were really like 900 topics I could have had you do. I didn't think you had the time to do 900. So I picked and chose and sorted it down to 250. I could put it back up if you'd like. No? Okay. Keeping in mind that if my negative is not inside the parentheses, it's really a -1. So this really means -1 times 9 squared. If I follow my order of operations, I have to do the exponent before I do the multiply. So I would square 9 first, and then multiply that by -1. So this answer ends up being -81. People always try to say that this is 81 because they forget that these two things are not the same thing, right? One has the parentheses around the negative, the other one doesn't have the parentheses around the negative. So here the negative is squared, negative times the negative makes it positive, but here the negative is not squared, just the 9 is. So this one, if I wrote it down, it would be -1 times the -2 cubed. I would do my exponent first. -2 cubed is -8. And -1 times -8 is +8. So, if I have -1 times -9 squared, -9 squared is 81 times the -1 in front. You guys are not going to talk, are you? Number 5, or the second one on number 5 there, notice the negative is on the outside, so again that's -1 times 4 cubed. That almost looks like an equal. Pretend. 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 64. 64 times -1, -64. Yes, I realize you could punch all of these into your calculator and get the answers. Your calculator does know the order of operations, but once you start getting into having to simplify cubed roots and fourth roots and all of that, if you don't know these things fairly easily in your head, it's going to make life a lot harder. So, number 6. If I do -1 times -3 cubed, my answer would be 27. And if I do -1 times 8 squared, I would get -64. Questions on those three? Easy enough. Just keep in mind that if it's not in parentheses,